Well, congratulations to Coach Muschamp and the Gators. They did a great job today. Physically whipped us. It's probably the best description that I could give you. Um, I felt like we started out pretty good. Um, had a nice touchdown drive. Moved the ball decently well in the first quarter. But then after that, didn't get a whole lot going in the first half. Defensively played pretty well to begin with. Got them into that field goal situation. Of course, they faked the field goal, scored the touchdown, grabbed momentum, and then just really kind of took off from there. They played very well, and we did not.
Mark, y'all's run defense has really been strong for about a year and a half. What went wrong?
Well, I'd have to watch the film to know exactly what happened. I know there were times when it looked like we were fairly stout up the gut, and a couple things bounced. Some of the bigger runs bounced outside, so we didn't really play the edge like we ought to. But I mean, when you run for 400 yards, I mean, they did a good job. Period. They just executed better than we did.
Mark, I know you guys are always on guard for fakes on field goals, punts. How surprised were you by that?
Well, I'm never surprised when somebody tries a fake. They executed it well. They saw something that we were vulnerable to, and they planned it. They executed. They called it and executed it. They did a good job.
That's a big key. They wouldn't make them able to turn it over like they've been doing all year. And freshman quarterback, I guess he just played within the system, did a good job.
Well, we got a turnover early and had a chance to score. It'd been nice to get a touchdown there. Didn't get a touchdown. Got in field goal position and didn't make the kick. So we got no points off that turnover. And then we had at least one turnover, didn't we? Was it one for us? Yeah. Yeah. So, but they didn't have to really take many chances. They were able to keep the score the way they liked it. They were able to keep the ball on the ground. And I mean, the wind was definitely a factor. I mean, it was blowing hard for both teams, and it wasn't going to be pretty trying to throw or kick it, quite frankly. But later in the game, the wind died down a little bit and helped. But they didn't. We never put them in a position where they had to throw the ball, quite frankly. So I don't blame them for only throwing it 6 times.
What was the difference between, in your opinion, what your offense was able to do in the first quarter and the last 3?
Oh gosh, you just got to look at the film sometimes just to see exactly what happened. There was a couple times when it ended up being a 3rd and 1 or less, or 3rd and 2 or less. At the end of 3 downs, it was got down to 4th and 1 or less, and maybe could have gone for it on 4th down a couple times. But I was early in the game, about midfield, decided to try to punt the ball down, which we didn't do very good. We punted it decent. We got a little bit of field position, but not much. Was hoping to pin them back a little bit deeper a couple of those times early on, but we just were not able to get it going.
Did you have a good look at your field goal?
I was watching it. I thought it was good. Our kickers thought it was good. Of course, most kickers will say that, but our holder thought it was good. When you kick it so high, I guess it's difficult to have a feel for it. And I was asking if that's a reviewable play, and I'm sitting there going, I just don't know if it's worth using a timeout for. There was a break, I think, if I'm not mistaken, a TV timeout or whatever, and there's plenty of time for somebody to take a look at it. So, but I mean, our guys thought it was good. It was very close. The official said that he felt like the ball went right over the top of the upright, which I think, if they think it would hit the upright at all, then I think they gauge it as a miss. So I think that's what they thought they saw.
Coach, you talked about losing 61 so early and then the game was out of the game. How did that
Yeah, well, That's a problem. You know, David is a great player. David Andrews, he's been a great leader for us. He's been, mainstay for us at that center position. And, he makes a lot of things go for us. And he gutted it out with that sprained ankle. Hunter did come in and did some nice things. I can't say exactly what happened while Hunter was in there all the time because it's just he's right in the middle of it. It's hard to see from my vantage point. But, we had no fumbled snaps that I can remember with him. And if I'm not mistaken, was he in there on the drive? We were trying to get the field goal, possibly. I just don't remember when he was in there. But we moved the ball a little bit one drive while he was in there. I think it was the one we attempted the field goal. But then David, wrapped it up tight and finished it for us.
David's injury, you think, have any bearing on that fumble down there on third down?
No, I don't think so. Because, he'd been playing most of the rest of the game. It had nothing to do with that. We actually had a miscommunication on that play that hurt us.
Mark, you obviously had pretty much everything on the table going into this week, including a playoff spot potentially.
Right.
I know it might be hard right now to put in perspective, but any
Well,
thoughts on-
it hurts. It hurts. There's no doubt. Losing hurts. Period. And then the opportunity that you have lost, more than likely, makes it hurt a little bit worse. But, I know we're still mathematically in the hunt for the Eastern Division, and that's what we're going to continue to fight for. I've heard that Missouri's beaten Kentucky. If that's not, is that a final? So they won that game, and I'm assuming that they would have to lose a game for us to have a chance. But we got to win a game. We got to win a game next week, and that's about all we can focus on right now.
Mark, what did the referee tell you on it looked like that Colin would run into on that punt?
He said he didn't think he saw any contact.
You mind talking about the young man you were with?
After the game, that's my son Zach. That's my beautiful son Zach, 18-year-old son who it was just good to have him next to me at the end there.
I guess that's not a reviewable play either, the punt.
Definitely not. The penalty is not reviewable. Was it a foul? Was it not? That's why last year the targeting foul could not change the penalty because they didn't want any penalty to be reviewable. The targeting foul is the first penalty that could ever be changed from a review. Because you can't sit and say, well, that was a holding or that was a pass interference. You couldn't stop the game. It's just a judgment call, and he made it, and he did it to the best of his ability. What do y'all think? I guess we can't ask that.
Well, we saw you can see it replay.
Yeah.
Mark, both the losses this year have come off of bye weeks. How do you expect?
Yeah, that's not good. Well, I think we probably played two good teams after a bye week. Is probably what happened.
Coach, what do you say to that team before they get on the bus about that?
Well, I had a chance to talk to him already, and just said that we got beat. It hurts. That's football. That's what happens sometimes. And talked about anybody who had a chance to talk to the media to be respectful of our opponents and give them credit where credit's due. Realize that we got whipped, and we all have some ownership in it. And we got to watch the film and see where we went wrong, and also keep on battling. There's a lot of season to play, a lot of things to play for still. We know that, like we said before, there's a mathematical possibility of still being in this Eastern Division race, but we can talk about that all we want, but if we don't win next week, it's a moot point. So we gotta take care of business. We gotta get back to work. That's what I said. We gotta get back to work and get better.
You talk about having the right attitude when you get the field. You think you guys have that attitude? It just seemed like Florida was a little chippy as the game went on.
Well, I think they gained confidence as the game went on, no doubt. I think both teams came out and fought hard, and they grabbed momentum and gained confidence, I think, as the game went on, and we didn't